Hello friends and family, Natalie here from the Moon Shadow Garden. I've been asked by a couple of people to share my opinion on the current times and the messages that I've been getting. And so, I'm going to give you a couple of pointers, something to get you through this time, something to consider if you feel a little lost at the moment. And if you feel anxious and isolated, I think there will be some good medicine in here. The first thing that I consider a really good thing is that we as sensitives are being called into a new form of leadership. There are so many people out there who currently feel lost and who don't really know what to change. They feel that there is a change necessary, but they don't know where to start or how to sit through their own feelings or even interpret their own feelings. It's really complicated for them. So if you are sensitive, if you're an empath, there is a message that you've been getting for quite some time. Like for many people, this isn't a surprise that this is happening. So this is where we are put into our time into the corner, quite having to rethink what we're doing. And I think that, as I've said, many of us sensitives have quite a feeling for what's happening at the moment and what's needed. And so you have to guide others through this situation. This is your mission at the moment. Guidance point number 2 is create routines so that you can create spaciousness. If you want to step up into leading others, your own nervous system has to be really calm. And what aids calmness is having a stable routine. So now is the perfect time to shift into healthier patterns. Look at your sleep schedule. Is there something that needs to be changed? Do you get enough sleep in before midnight? Because that's really where the restorative sleep is. What are you eating? How are you treating yourself? When are you exercising? Make a schedule so that you don't feel like your life is falling to pieces, especially if you have a tendency to be an empath and to really feel everyone's feelings. You could experience quite some anxiety and depression at the moment. And the most important things here are two little things to get you started. One, make your bed. I know it sounds silly, but if you know what depression is, you know that sometimes is something that is really hard to do. And the second one is get dressed. And if you really want to have a very, very good day, brush your teeth. And everything from there unfolds easier. So really, there need to be routines that are uplifting to you. Also, aromatherapy is great for the moment. I can share some recipes on my Instagram for diffusers that are antiviral and that boost your immune system. But that is something that feels very luxurious and nurturing to me, and I put that into my schedule. So before I start working, and I try to start working around 9 a.m., I put certain oils into my diffuser so that my system is programmed to really become more aware and alert and also focused. I'm able to concentrate way better if I support myself with a little something. Also, schedule in time where you do nothing other than just to be. Can you see my cats there in the background? So that's really necessary so that you can that you can just, be and not miss moments like this here. Because if I would be inside all the time busy, I wouldn't see my cats. Third pointer is take really, really good care of your mind. Your thoughts shape a good portion of how you're experiencing this situation at the moment. Anxious thoughts really keep us from making informed decisions, and survival mode isn't where we want to be. So if we really want to experience this as the chance that it is, we have to take care of this here to really make the best out of the situation. Pointer number 4 is to take really good care of your body. Now, this isn't a surprise. I'm just saying that from a creative perspective. Creativity is basically energy management. You have to build up energy in your mind, in your psyche, and in your body to really bring something about. So if you're working all the time and then you're taking care of the kids and then you're cooking and then it's the end of the day and then you start sitting down and writing that book or doing that painting, chances are that you won't finish it. Or you have a really hard time being happy with the result just because you were lacking the energy to make it really good. So pointer number 4 is take care of your body. Build up the energy in your body. How do you do that? Immunity in itself is a really complex system. It's a lot more than just snarfing down a couple of smoothies and vitamins and supplements and getting proper sleep, though that is really important, especially when it comes to movement. That also is something that needs to change. In this time, during these corona quarantines that we have to go through, I think we are meant to think about the health, I want to say, madness that we created, especially on social media, where everyone is at the gym, everyone has the perfect body, everybody does it with a grand smile, but I think that not too many people are really enjoying what they're doing, either at home or at the gym. But if you're forcing yourself through certain routines that at no point in your routine bring you any joy, it's not your thing. So really find something that is joyful for your body. For me personally, it's dance. Dance really does something with your brain along with the music, and you basically move all your muscles in a very non-rigorous way. Because if you're at the gym and if you're repeating certain steps, it's not something that's very good for me as a sensitive personally, because it takes a lot of pressure onto the joints, the muscles. It stresses out my body and it brings more cortisol into my body, which then enhances certain inflammatory processes in my body. So I'm not somebody who's really good at HIIT repetitions or something. Burpees are, well, they're okay-ish, I think. But you have to find yours, right? Plan that into your schedule. But above all else, and I think this is the main pointer here, is the pointer number 5, we have to reconsider and really think about the obsession that we have with productivity and work. Productivity in itself has become something like the holy grail, and I think that's not where we should be. We're sort of work zombies with zero inspiration, just being able to pay our rent, or uninspired on where we should take our life path just because we haven't found our passion yet, or we're not even thinking about it at the moment. So the question is, how many musts, how many have-tos are present in your life right now? I mean, will you go out of this life with the badge that says, I was able to hold my shit together? That's not something that's of any service to anyone if you're just holding it together. We're so focused on growth. The system, the work system that we're in, is so focused on outward growth, when really the focus should be inward growth, because that's where the eternal growth is possible. We always think that with the way we make money, the way we establish our businesses, the way that corporations work, to me it still seems like they truly believe that growth is eternally possible with endless resources, and that's just not what's happening anymore. And I hope, that's my great hope for the situation, is that people learn to listen and really see that this is probably just maybe the first wave, the first warning, the first red flag shaking about, that there really needs to be a reconsideration about the way we treat all of this here. I think many of us have been told that it's too difficult to change certain things like plastic consumption or really taking care of the environment because people wouldn't change their habits. And now all of a sudden it's pretty quickly happening just because it's all of a sudden a top-down process instead of a bottom-up. I think if we both met each other in the middle so that the leaders are aware of what's happening and the people are aware, and that it's not just something that will happen in 2 or 3 generations and we don't personally have to take care of that. I think that's still a very dominant way of thinking, but I think that this here, the coronavirus and the way it spreads, you could be as privileged as you want to. This isn't going to stop. And the last pointer before I go is the isolation part. I live a really reclusive and isolated lifestyle, and I barely ever feel alone because I have something that I call, I would say, something like divine attention. And divine attention is where you pull a Pocahontas and you realize that every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, and has a name. When I do the dishes, and I had this really beautiful thing yesterday where I was doing the dishes and I held the cutting board that is made of strong wood for the first time in my hands, and I just felt it. Like, imagine that the things that you're living with, they are alive and they're living with you. They're spending this time with you. And if you treat everything with that kind of attention and respect and gratitude, it becomes, you're aware that it's alive. And this kind of aware intention makes you feel connected to everything around you. And if you feel connected to everything and all it takes is really the awareness and the focus to be with what you have at the moment, like you, hello. So if you really are aware of the things that you spend your time with, the people, the animals, the flowers, the plants, the cutlery, the fork, the knife, the pencil, if you really become divinely aware of the essence of that thing in your hands, you're surrounded with so many beautiful things. You have way more connectivity around you. You have way more opportunities to reach out and really become one with the things that you're living with. Yeah. It's a good thing. It may feel like it's not, but you can really make something great out of this situation. I truly believe that. Okay, people. That's the pointers that I have. I will try to make more live streams either on Instagram or on Facebook and just talk to you. And if you feel like lost at the moment, reach out. We will talk. Okay, people, thank you so much for watching, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.